So welcome. Thank you for everyone attending Reflection and JD Finish Line session. In this, we'll just talk about reflection overall view and a case study with Arianne. And most of the time we are going to spend, actually half of the time we are going to spend about in a Q&A. So something about myself, I'm a CEO and the founder of Reflection. I started this company back in 2013. I was a 12 years employee at Google, one of the founding members for Google AdSense and Gmail. There are a lot of products that we created which use machine learning and AI at Google. And some of those technologies actually got adopted at the Reflection. I'm in the San Francisco area. I'll let Arianne to introduce herself.
Hi there, I'm Arianne Parisi. I'm the SVP of Digital Operations for JD North America. So I drive our digital commerce strategy, and I'm accountable to achieving our digital revenue goals as well as our customer experience.
So today we're going to briefly talk about the reflections, and there's a one slide about integration, reflection, and Sitecore. And then mostly we are going to talk about reflection and JD Finish Line partnership. So what is Reflection? Reflection is a purposefully built digital experience platform for retailer and e-commerce. It started with the experience I had at Google, where we created the user profiles. And that is the heart of how reflection, site search, and a technology works. So in the world today, as we know, we don't have time. Time is one thing that no one has. And that applies to your shoppers also. People who comes to your websites, they also don't have time. They have too many choices in front of them. It just does not apply to the media also, what video they watch on YouTube or TikTok or Netflix or Hulu. There are so many choices available. Same thing applies to when they purchase shoes, clothes, furniture, anything. An average person has only 8 seconds before they decide to leave your website. Now, there are many people who have adopted some kind of a pop-up to actually prevent people to leave, and then you offer them 15-20% discount. But those are having ineffective. What industry studies has shown essentially showing the right content to the right person actually increase the engagement. And reflection actually essentially believe on that. And that provides instant gratification and also increase the long-term customer loyalty. So Gartner recently actually published a market guide where reflection is featured with other vendors, but it covers what our philosophy and our product roadmap has been. Search started with a very simple technology, relevance and semantic technology. That means that at Google, where back in 2002, when I joined, you simply crawl the web or you crawl the essentially enterprise document, index them and make it searchable. But those things are not purposefully built for commerce. That's one of the reasons Google product search is no longer available for essentially for any websites, because today's solutions are purposefully built for commerce, purposefully built with merchandiser in mind. So they actually are now much more visual. That's what reflection preview search does. There are recommendations. There is a catalog navigation, which are a PLP navigations. There is SEO built in. There is a product gift finder, continuous optimization testing, built-in analytics, especially created for merchandiser personalization. So product discovery is a much broader concept of digital commerce than just a simple site search based on a text. So Reflection is a product discovery platform, which is real time. Real time is something really important. And as everybody knows, we live in the world of headless solutions. Monolithic solutions are inherently essentially problem. Let's say you want to change something, you are not happy with your search, and you use currently commerce platform. You have to completely replace entire commerce platform if you want to upgrade anything. With a API first or a microservice-based architecture, you can plug and play with any services available. That allows you to stay ahead in your technology account. You are focusing on your business needs instead of just essentially saying that, oh, on specific vendor lockdown, which may happen because you just purchase everything, let's say from Oracle or some other companies, and then you are now on that monolithic stacks. Reflection works completely in real time. As we know, we adopt and change our actually outcome based on a 50 millisecond. Once someone click on something, we understand that purchase intent and change or we pivot around that based on that particular purchase intent. Another important thing I like to highlight is analytics and insights. As everybody has analytics and insights, we live in the world of analytics, but many actually e-commerce sites currently rely on Google Analytics and Adobe Analytics. Those analytics are purposefully built for websites. They were not purposefully built for e-commerce sites. So they don't provide your merchants the view that they can rely on to actually optimize what product discovery should be, how people should be purchasing, and things like that. Reflection has created this ground up, purposefully built up insight and analytics just for e-commerce and e-commerce merchants. So let me just talk to you how we do it. How the customer consumer behavior is. Everybody understand customer data platform. Actually, industry is investing in a customer data platform, great investment. But if technology is not building its own profiles, we cannot react in real time. It's impossible to actually integrate with a customer data platform and do everything within a 50 millisecond. So Reflection actually do build the customer profile using cookie information. We have a cookie-less solution also where we use session storage also, where we store search history, location information, shopping history, clickstream. And we create our own profile, or what we call a probability of someone buying specific category or specific color, things like that. That actually gets integrated in a customer data platform. And we ourselves integrate with the other customer data platform also to drive that specific deep understanding of customer behavior and experiences. What do we do with that? As I mentioned, Reflection is purposefully built as experience platform. So we just don't drive search experience. Currently, we are driving a PLP experiences. We are driving recommendations. We are driving email experience also, because your consumer expect that. They expect same constant, actually consistent experience. If I search Nike shoes and my homepage is now showing me some bad promotions, that's a disconnected experience from customer perspective. They don't understand like why you keep showing me promotion for mattresses while I search for Nike shoes. You can actually use that analogy for any other thing. For Reflection, that connections across is an important part of what our platform is. Apologies. So we won't spend too much time on the next 4 slides, but it just shows you what we have done for JD Finish Line. And I actually encourage the audience who's listening to actually check out Finish Line and see the shopper experience on your own self. See whether that experience really actually makes sense to you. It has to be intuitive, whether you are finding the big girls or big boys or men's shoes or women's shoes that you are looking for. And please do provide the feedback. We do power the recommendations also on a Finish Line JD's websites essentially. We have a content offering also. We do provide the dynamic landing pages and email personalization also. And then this is all about the providing very deep analytics. And that's something we do as a part of and they recently just launched it. We'll talk about it in our Q&A. On average, our customer, and this is our search related data, our customers see 20 to 35 visitors engage more and become a searchers. That's huge. The reason why is that searchers have higher conversion rate than actually non-searchers. So if you move people from non-searcher to searcher by providing better autocomplete functionality, inspiration from this come from Google. When Google launched essentially autocomplete functionality, it launches that functionality where I type something, it auto-completes the word. Actually, its number of search increases. Same thing we see when we actually do at the reflection. We see the number of searches increases. On average, it increases by 20 to 35%. That is actually drives overall site-wide conversion rate. Same thing happen at the average order value and overall site conversion rate, because you are providing more relevant results. Actually, you reduce the bounce rate from your search results page. That converts customer more. Let me just talk to a little bit about what Sitecore and Reflection synergy is. These are the early days for Reflection to integrate with the Sitecore. We just announced the essential acquisition just a week or 2 weeks back. But we are starting with what Sitecore call Order Cloud, Sitecore Order Cloud, or previously known as a 451 Commerce. That's where we are going to start. It makes sense because both actually is talking about the commerce. So you will see our offering where we will improve digital experience for Order Cloud customers. We will integrate with the CDP. Many of our customers actually who are marketers, they want to use CDP data to curate experiences using a reflection technology. They have already curated data, this buyer, long-term buyer, recent buyer, and the marketer wants to effectively increase the marketing channel effectiveness. So we will be integrating with the CDP. We'll integrate with other CDP available in market also. We will do something with the MooseSend, and MooseSend actually will be behavior email, and it's an email orchestration. There are a lot of offering available in the market, but with MooseSend, we'll drive that particular experience. And the last, not the least, we will actually be focusing a lot more on a content, because that's where actually Reflection has not in a past invested. So we will be trying to personalize the content, make content search available for other verticals. That's where we are going to actually focusing on next 12 months. I am now going to introduce again Arianne, and we'll just do a little bit of Q&A. And I know she has been patiently listening to me. So Arianne, welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
So I think one of the most common questions that people who are listening to us who don't know you as well as I do, like, what is your background and how long you have been with the JD Finish Line?
Sure. So my background is in merchandising. So buying, planning, some of the core functions of a retail organization. So really, I come into the digital space with a deep experience kind of the understanding of product assortments and the consumer and relevance to the consumer, and really with that merchant mindset around product. I've been with JD Finish Line now for about 5 years. Have past experience with multi-category retailers like Sports Authority and Nordstrom. So really have been kind of refining my career and now moving into a space that's more purely digital, but kind of bringing with me that background around product and merchandising and assortment at the core.
So what would you say that your biggest challenge is in your role?
I mean, my main challenge and my main goal is really that customer progression from the moment they hit our site to the moment they get to cart and trying to get them converted, right? So our challenge is about relevance. It's about real-time personalization. It's about making sure that the experiences we offer are tailored to the actual customer who's on our site. We obviously spend a lot of money and we work really hard to build our traffic base and to get them to visit our site and to compete in that way. So we absolutely want to deliver with relevance once they're there. So, conversion is at the core of it. And that's really where we've been focused and where we've seen the upside with Reflection.
So when did you first engage with the Reflection?
So we have been working with Reflection for about 2 years now. We came to the table and pursued a solution around search and preview search, which you showed examples of. And that was really where we first kind of stepped into a relationship together. And then we since have started to adopt some of the other modules, looking for kind of that cumulative aggregate effect of the different offerings that Reflection has. So we've just recently launched category pages and recommendations this year as well.
Why did you first engage with Reflection? What problems you are trying to actually solve?
Yeah, we had explored the space quite a bit to understand how we could use AI and tech to really augment or maybe even transform what we were doing with site merchandising in particular. And we saw other players in the space who were, trying to show a benefit or an ROI around the measurement of different types of site merchandising tactics. And we wanted something that was wholly different. We wanted something that was more intuitive, that was more real time, that was more personalized. And frankly, Reflection was kind of the only player in the space who was offering anything like that. So, we pursued Reflection for that purpose because it was so unique and so special. And candidly, we expected great results, and those results were even greater than what we expected. So we've been super pleased with what we've seen so far.
So can you talk about the results you have seen with Reflection background?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, it's been about 2 years. In the first year, we saw conversion gains that were, I'll call them double-digit conversion gains through the Reflection search experience. And then as we started to anniversary that first year, of course, you're always concerned, did this great, technology and capability that we implemented, are we going to go up against that and really struggle? But what I'll say is that because of the capability to optimize, because of the analytics dashboards and the ways we've been able to A/B test, through all that optimization, we've continued to actually see double-digit conversion gains year after year. So that's been what's most compelling, is that we're now on a multi-year growth path where we've continued to kind of get better and better results.
Has the integration of Reflection helped your business?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's one of our shining stars. It's one of our key talking points. It's one of the things we point to with a lot of pride. I think it's unique relative to our segment and to digital retail, and it's a little bit of our secret sauce. So I hesitate to say too much, but of course I'm here to share. But it definitely has shifted the way our site merchandising team works. It's taken us from what was more tactical to now much more strategic, right? So the AI technology enables just a new level of strategy. It allows us to focus on using the insights we're getting and also then optimizing and injecting those back in. So just fundamentally has transformed the way we think about our site merchandising and our digital operations org.
How do you plan to optimize your partnership with Reflection moving forward?
Yeah, so I mentioned the additional modules. Within this year, we've launched recommendations, and then we just launched category pages. So, category pages being really important. It touches about 70% of our customer journeys. Those are customers who are engaging with navigation and our grid pages. So we just rolled that to 100% of traffic this week, and we're seeing tremendous gains. We're seeing, a high single-digit increase on the JD site and double-digit increase on the JD. That's on the JD site, single-digit on the Finish Line site. So across the board, just really meaningful. And I think our next question and next thing to solve together is how do we connect that maybe even to other channels like email? How do we connect it maybe to in-store, right? And kind of increase the number of touch points that we can make relevant to the customer across their journey.
So what advice would you give to others in your role considering similar kind of technology investment, especially given the JD Finish Line size, where you can you have most likely considered build versus buy kind of decision? So what would you give people?
Yeah, I think the build versus buy consideration is always a good one. And that's a step along our process. When we're deciding kind of what enhancements we want to make, we're always thinking about that. And what I would say is we took the leap with Reflection because we found the technology itself and the specifics of the AI to be so compelling and to be something that was, would augment and allow us to focus on our core competencies, which is knowing our consumer, knowing our product segment, and devising strategies to serve that segment while allowing Reflection to really supplement with the AI, right? So to us, it's beneficial really to have a partner who's continually evolving that technology and injecting that back into our business. So I would say, that's our core consideration is where should we be focusing our energy and where should we be partnering with experts who really are going to continue to push this forward.
So thank you. Actually, I really appreciate that you spent time with us, and actually thank you for people who are going to watch this. Truly appreciate, and please reach out to the Sitecore team. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Thanks, Amar.
Thank you. Okay.